I must tell you that it is very interesting what is happening with the UDP, because this is not the UDP that I knew of. What is happening?
To President Barrow on political matters, Honorable Saihou Mballow is talking to us about the political issues in the Gambia as well as the latest issues that are unfolding.
What is happening now? During our time, we were very united, we were very supportive, and we respected the leadership, the executive. The executive was well respected. Whatever decision that they came up, all the membership we are going to support, or they were supportive of that. But now what I'm seeing now, Ibrahima, is it is totally UDP now. What is happening now is very surprising. That means UDP has been divided. It's no more UDP. UDP is no. We cannot call this UDP. With the number of resignations that I have seen, a National Assembly member resigning willingly, and also councillors who were elected by the people of the Gambia have left the UDP willingly. It is surprising.
He has been at the forefront of the struggle against the former Gambian President Yahya Jammeh. Back in New York these days on vacation, Saihou Mballow, who was a founding member of the UDP in 1996, used the occasion to talk about the current challenges the UDP is going through.
I don't know what happened with the UDP now. I don't know what happened during the selection process of the flag bearer seat. But I think they have mean that process is not acceptable by the people and by the membership of the UDP, and therefore the UDP have collapsed. They have made the UDP to collapse. I don't think whether they have any more trust on the UDP in the Gambia. That is what it signifies. It's not me, but what it has signaled, meaning the membership has no trust on the leadership.
As presidential advisor for political affairs, what does that tell you about 2026? UDP is your strongest opponent. You think they are still a threat to you as NPP?
Well, Ibrahim, that question, I don't think whether it is even relevant for me to give that, to give an answer to that. Because if you tell me now, it's just like telling me now, if the left hand is already handicapped, which hand do you rely on? Do I need to tell you any answer? You have two hands, left and right. You said already the left hand is handicapped. Now, which one do you rely on? Automatically is the right hand. That's meaning if the UDP is the main challenger of the MPP, and already UDP has collapsed prior to going into 2026 elections, meaning the MPP has already gained victory. What we were focusing was 75% of the vote to 80% of the vote. But with the collapse that we are seeing,
Has UDP really collapsed?
how many, Ibrahim? This is
but on paper, you don't know yet. Nothing is over until it's finally over.
What we mean is practical. What we have seen is in practical. These people who have left, who have abandoned the UDP, it's not that they are just thrown on paper. We have seen them form a movement, United for Change, and they are all there. And we have seen the statement that they came up with. The statement is not from me. The statement is not from any MPP member. It is from the UDP. They are saying that UDP is not democratic. They have no trust in UDP. That's why they have resigning. I think that's what we are seeing. This is from their own camp. They said they don't have trust. There is no democracy. They don't trust the leadership. That's what they are saying. So if they cannot trust the leadership, and MPP still now we are intact, trust our leader.
NPP is not intact. Keba Mahdi Bojang defected and formed his own party.
Keba Mahdi, yes, that is, Keba Mahdi left, but since Keba Mahdi left, let me tell you, do you know how many people cross-carpeted from other parties to come to the MPP, more than Keba Mahdi? And do you know that his position that he was holding, the national youth presidency of the party, since he left, the person that who replaced him, the gain, the progressive gain that person made, we never had that from anybody. Since we brought Mamadou Sabali as the national youth president of the party, we have gained a lot. A lot of youth have been motivated, they have been encouraged, and they have joined the MPP.
In 1997, Saihou Mballow stood as a candidate for the UDP in the Jimara constituency. He was defeated by the APRC in the elections. 3 years later, he came to the United States.
Like us, we were too young. We came up, we were within the UDP. There was no political party other than the UDP that we would follow. We went and contested. We put up a candidate first when we registered the party. We selected a flag bearer, that is Hussein Dabo, who was approached. Hussein Dabo was approached by Gambians, elders, and also youth for him to contest the election, and he accepted. That is how he contested the September 1996 presidential election under UDP. After the September election 1996, then it came the National Assembly election on the 2nd of January 1997. That is the election that I contested under the UDP in Jimara constituency, where His Excellency President Adama Barrow is from. So I will tell you now, people who are saying that President Adama Barrow is not he was not in UDP, that is not correct. President Adama Barrow has been supporting the UDP from day one. With his guardian, Alaji Musa Njai, who is from Jimara Julangel, is the one who was the one who brought up President Adama Barrow. President Adama Barrow and Alaji Musa Njai supported the UDP. Me, I know, it's not a matter of hearsay. Alaji Musa Njai has been sending Adama Barrow to us. He has been supporting financially in the elections for so many years. So many years he has been supporting the UDP.
So you are a founding member of the UDP?
I'm the founding member of the UDP. President Adama Barrow is a member of the UDP from day one. If you tell me that President Adama Barrow was not an executive member, I would agree with you. If you tell me that President Adama Barrow was not a candidate in 1996, I would agree. But to say that President Adama Barrow is not a founding member, that is incorrect. President Adama, because recently I had some people making that statement that President Adama Barrow was not among the party from day one. That is not correct. He is a member with me, with many elders in Jimara, Alaji Musa Njai, and others. We participated, we conducted elections. In fact, during my election, Adama Barrow did very well. He supported me financially, morally, and he was by my side. And also, First Lady Fatba Barrow was with me during the campaign on a day-to-day basis.
What does it tell you when you come here?
It's all a reminder. This is a reminder to me. I reflect what used to happen during those days of the past regime in the Gambia, past government in the Gambia. Although it is history now, we are all one, we are united. Gambian people are united now. We are trying to put aside, what happened in the past. Those are history things that used to happen. Now we are all one, but when I come here, it reminds me that those days I used to stand here, come out with Gambians, we protest before the United Nations, and we submit letter to the Security Council that we have our people who are detained. We ask them to intervene so that we can secure the release of those people. So that's what used to happen. And also people whom they were tortured. In the Gambia they were also crying. So we used to cry a lot. Not per se cry, but then appeal to the Security Council to make sure that they do something. They intervene diplomatically to tell the government and the President Jammeh to release the detainees who are kept incommunicado in the prisons. So that's what happened. That's why when I come here, my mind will always strike on those days.
Do you ever think of protesting again?
Well, I don't think now Gambia as it is now, democracy has been restored, rule of law is working, the people are living freely, the constitution is respected, that section 25 of the constitution, that freedom of movement, freedom of association, freedom of speech, is all working, freedom of the press. So I don't think whether it is necessary anymore to protest here. I don't think. We used to stand here, come out with Gambians, we protest before the United Nations, and we submit letter to the Security Council that we have our people who are detained. We ask them to intervene so that we can secure the release of those people.
Honorable Saihou Mballow, I want to reflect your mind back to the days when you were a founding member of the UDP. I understand you left the Gambia. By then you were a card-carrying member of the UDP. When you came here, you switched to GDC. And then when the government changed in 2017, you joined the government. So can you tell us a little about the political trajectory and what informed your decision?
Let me make that correct. Let me correct that. I am a founder of UDP. I contested on the UDP at the National Assembly, and I was an executive member of UDP because I was elected as the youth secretary of the youth wing of the UDP in the first Congress of the UDP in Brikama in 1998. So that is correct that I was a member, officially a member of UDP and founder member of UDP. I contested election, blah and all what not. And what happened after losing the elections, I was dismissed from my job, and IEC intervened, but they couldn't secure my release to my job. So I found my way to United States. When I came to United States, I still continue to fight for the UDP, and we formed the movement to restore democracy in the country, where I was selected as the leader, as the chairperson of that. So we work very hard with other fellow Gambians within the other states. We were working with them, those coming from Washington, Maryland, and other people coming from other states like New Jersey. They were all coming, and we united, we working together, supporting the opposition. GDC was never formed prior to 2016. GDC was a new party in 2016, just formed 6 months before the elections. So what happened was, because my party, most of majority of members of my party members were incarcerated. They were detained, from the party leader Hussein Dabo and others. Almost 30-something people were put in jail. They were in prison, and they were denied justice. So we thought we should do something. Election was fast approaching, December election 2016. We had some telephone conferences among ourselves and what to do, whether we should form a coalition with other political parties, or whether we should put up a candidate. We couldn't agree. We couldn't come into conclusion on what to do with the elections, what to do so that we will get our people released from prisons. That's why all of us, we are having these telephone conferences. Until almost at the latter part, we couldn't agree. Majority were saying that we are going to boycott the election. If our party leader is not released, then there is no point for us to put up another candidate. That was the decision taken by majority of our members. For me personally, I made it categorically clear that that's not the right decision. If we boycott the election, that means we are giving the incumbent the right to win the election easily. I said what we should do is we must get a candidate. We must get one Gambian who will contest against the incumbent and see that he is defeated in the elections. That is the only way we can get our people free from prisons, free from harassment, free from this human rights violation. So we couldn't agree. I said from that day, the last day that we had the telephone conference, I said today is my last day. What I'm going to do is, I'm waiting. If anybody in the Gambia is ready to challenge President Jammeh, I am going to support you financially and morally, just to make sure that that person wins the election and free the country from this predicament that the country is suffering from, and also release our president. I said, regardless of who. I said, in fact, I mentioned it. It is on record. I have the record. I said, even President Jammeh himself, his younger brother, if he contests the elections and the Gambian people are ready to support him, I know he might be different from Jammeh. He might treat Gambian differently with what how Jammeh is treating Gambian. I said I will support him. So that is where I took it. Then, within short time, within few months, Mama Kandi came up that he's registered in the political party, and he registered political party. He contacted me by knowing that I am not in for boycotting elections. Then there was nobody for UDP. President Barrow, there was nothing like selection process or anything else. I said to Mama Kandi, I have made my decision very clear. If you are seriously ready to contest Jammeh, not just the process of saying that I'm contesting against him, but really you are really committed to contest against President Jammeh, I am ready to support you. I said morally and financially I will support you, and that's what I did. And when he said that, I said I gave him my support. That is how I supported. Mama Kandi. That is 6 months prior to the election.
So you were GDC before NPP, before joining Barrow.
Before joining Barrow, I supported. I endorsed him. I'm not an executive member, because if I'm not in the country, I have not formed GDC. I'm not an executive member. I'm in the diaspora. I was a supporter of Mama Kandi, and I supported Mama Kandi until after the election. But prior to the election, when this guy was selected, what's the name? When they selected President Barrow, I made it very clear. I told Mama Kandi, you, me, and President Adama Barrow, we are all from the same place. I see no reason why we should have this. If I had known that this is what Barrow is also interested, is going to be selected, we would have sat down and we discussed about this thing. But now that Barrow also has come and the coalition has been formed and they put him as a candidate, what I would advise is whoever wins, we all join and support the person. We are all the same. This is how things happen. I said, but already I have given you, Mama, my word that I'm going to support you, and you are the one I'm going to support. And I did that. I supported Mama up to the last. Okay. Until after the election. When the election happened, when Barrow came, I told Mama, congratulations. We are all from the same place. We are from our family, our parents are from the same. I see no reason anymore for you to challenge Barrow to be an opposition to him. I will not do that. I will not be an opposition. I will not challenge. What I should do is, however we can do, support him to make sure that he shows that's what we do. That is how I supported President Adama Barrow. He came, I congratulated him. He came here. When he came, I met him, and he said to me, what are you doing here now? Up till now. You are an opposition. You fought from what time? From 1996, you have been fighting for democracy to be restored. Now that we have democracy, what are you doing here? Let's go back and we work. I said to him, I'm coming back. This is how, to cut a long story short, this is how I came back with President Adama Barrow. And when I went back, he appointed me as a deputy youth advisor to him. And we worked until the 2021 elections. He worked, he came to be the winner of that election with a landslide victory. And he appointed me again, redesignated me to be a special advisor to him on political affairs.
Okay. Now, as a founding member of the UDP, now you are with NPP. UDP is in a political tussle. For you as NPP, which candidate would you prefer? Is it Talib or Dabo?
Well, I mean, that is left to them. I mean, to be frank with you, it's not a matter of who I prefer. That is left to them. For me, what I should be concerned about
No, what I mean, you, I'm not talking to you in a singular form. I'm talking to you in a plural form, like NPP. Who will you be comfortable to run with?
we are comfortable to run with any candidate who comes because we are comfortable with our camp, our victory. So whoever comes, never mind who comes among them. If Dabo was there and with Talube in the UDP, we were comfortable. We know we can defeat them. If Talube was there with Dabo and they put him as a candidate, we were comfortable. We're going to defeat them. So it's vice. I mean, it's all the same to us. That we are comfortable to go into elections with them, and we know we will defeat them because we have the support of the Gambian people. That is what is important.
What about the new political players we have in the Gambia, the new opposition leaders? You know, some of them have a lot of money. Are you not threatened by the fact that they can come and do what most times people accuse the government of maybe trying to induce the electorate so that, you know, they will not look the other way? These people have, some of them have money, a lot of money to spend, and they have resources.
Well, let me tell you, that is not, Gambian people are very content in what they have. They are not carried by money. They look at quality. Gambian are concerned about quality of person, the integrity of person. They are very concerned about that. They have seen Barrow and they are satisfied with Barrow. They know Barrow is somebody who is down to earth. They know Barrow is somebody who respects the rule of law. They know Barrow as somebody who is promoting, democracy and the fundamental rights of citizens. So that is their concern, and they are satisfied. I think we have nothing to fear.
The other thing is, as a special advisor to the president, Honorable Mballow, a lot of Gambians who are in the diaspora are complaining that they've not had the opportunity to have ballot boxes in Europe or in America or in Asia for them to vote. And most of the time when the president comes to the diaspora, he meets them, and they make a lot of money, like remit a lot of money back to the economy of the country. But their plight about voting is not yet taken on board.
Well, it is a matter of concern to the government. It's a matter that we want to address. Unfortunately, we have not got that section of the Constitution amended, whereby a constituency will be created. We table it in the National Assembly, and it is the lawmakers. The decision is not from the executive; it's from the lawmakers. Whatever decision comes, that came out from this is from the National Assembly. And I can tell you, what I can tell you and promise you is, the National Assembly is going to address this issue. It's an issue that we are concerned about. We want diasporans to vote, because I am somebody who also was advocating for diaspora voting. In fact, I wrote to that time. I remember I wrote to the chairperson of the Independent Electoral Commission to make sure that he facilitate the diaspora voting. So I cannot make any U-turn. That's my position. That's the position of the executive. That's the position of the government, to make sure that it is created in our constitution to make sure that diaspora, the diaspora people vote.
Finally, Honorable, what else would you like to say about the Gambia? Now you come back to New York on vacation. You are enjoying the privileges that you have. On reflection, what do you think needs to improve with regard to governance in the Gambia?
Well, governance is a process. There is no government that is 100%. You cannot name me any government, even here, that you cannot name me in the world where the government you can say that is 100% perfect. It's an improvement. It's a learning process. What I can tell you is we came from far away, but we have gone far away. We have improved a lot today in the country, and we are going to continue to improve the living conditions of Gambians. Today you go to Gambia, If you have not gone there for the past 20 years, you will be lost. We have better roads, good road network. We have electricity. We have a lot of things. University. If you look at the university now, university is extended. I mean, we have so many. Even the basic education, basic secondary schools are also been improved. Their infrastructure has been improved. So it's a lot. It's a learning process. There's no government that is perfect. You keep on improving. I mean, and we are doing that. We are trying our best.
But honorable, people say people don't eat infrastructure. Basic commodities are expensive. I mean, feast money or depends. People are finding it difficult to make, to provide 3 square meals in a day, and the economy is not doing well. Inflation is all-time high.
That issue is a worldwide issue. We are here in the United States. Do you want to tell me, since you came to this country, the prices that you used to, the prices that we are existing until today, those are the prices existing? No way. Me, I know nobody would tell me. This country is just like Gambia to me. I know the living condition of the people. You go in the streets, you see people homeless. Your people living in food stamp, living by supplementary by the government. Some are on welfare. Some are given food stamp. It's because of the economy. Government is supporting them. So it's worldwide. If it was only existing in a particular country, I would say, well, that government or Gambia government or that government has not done well. But it's a worldwide issue. It's a problem. Unemployment here, you look at employment. Go and look at the data on the Labor Department here. You see the unemployment. It's everywhere. So people are trying. Democracy is not an easy fix. It's a process that continues, and the people have to cooperate and make sure that they work hand in hand, they unite to make sure that they achieve what they want to achieve.
So what is your final prediction for election 2026, judging by what you see on the ground? Finally, are you threatened by
no. Finally,
a newcomer will come and upstage you?
No. Finally, my predictions are victory. A major victory is going to happen. We were predicting 75 to 80% of votes to have that in our victory. But now that so far the development that we have seen, we are going to increase that.
Is it because of the UDP problem split?
Because of the statement that they came up with. They are saying that there is no democracy. They don't have democracy in their party, political parties. That's what they are saying. They said their political parties are not. UDP is not democratic. Particularly, that's where I had the statement coming from the UDP. People who are resigning, people who have resigned, they said there is no democracy. The leader is not fair. The leadership is not fair. They are not. They don't have trust in them. They don't think they can. They can lead them to victory. So therefore, that means they have lost confidence on that. If that's the case, meaning our confidence, because for us in MPP, we have 100% confidence on our leader. That's the Secretary General and Party leader. We know he is a capable leader. We know he is somebody who can win elections. We know somebody who has the country in heart. We know somebody who respects the principle of democracy and rule of law and human rights. So therefore, that's why I am confident.
Don't forget to hit subscribe to enjoy updates from Easy Gamara. Thank you so much for watching the program, and we are encouraged by your comments and criticisms every time we come on air. We hope you continue to share our ITM so that more and more Gambians or more and more subscribers are going to hook up with us.